Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'm going to be talking about hemp genetics, what strains we're growing this year and why we're growing them. But first, if you wouldn't mind, if you're new here to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. And for those of you that have already subscribed, thank you so much for supporting our channel. I do appreciate it. And if you guys wouldn't mind, please give the video a big thumbs up. So folks, first, let's start off with what is going on here at the farm. Let's get into retail sales. I got a little bit of a surprise and then we'll dive into hemp genetics. So folks, this week, retail sales wise, just another bad week. I think what we're really finding is our new average. It just hasn't been a good week. Last week was an absolutely terrible week. So, you know, we're doing all right, but by no means are we doing very well. Prior to all this, we were doing a lot better, but that's how it is. That's how it works. But if you guys are interested in hemp flower, please go ahead and check out all the information down in the description below. I would appreciate any and all support, folks. So now let's get into some really just off-topic special news for our farm. So as you've seen in the background of many videos, I had an old Chevy Silverado pickup truck. It was a 1500. It was great when I bought it 9 years ago. But the problem is ever since I started farming, I found myself not having enough capacity, whether it was to pick up a pallet of something or to get a bunch of stuff at the store. It just didn't work out, and it was towing capabilities were, I was just using more than it probably should have been doing. So this week we upgraded our farm truck and I have it right here next to me. I'm really excited. This is something we've really kind of needed since we really started a farm. And so here it is, our brand new farm truck. It's not really new, it's used, but it's a Chevy Silverado, but it's a 2500, so it should get the job done for what we need to do here on the farm, and expansion, you know, heavier loads, more grow areas in the future possibly. So it's definitely for the future. The opportunity presented itself, so we went through with it and we sold the old truck. So that's the fun news on the farm. So let's get into today's topic, which is what strains or varieties we're growing this year and why we're growing them. So first I'm going to start off with the tried and true, the big three I like to call them, the ones that made it from last year. We have our cherry wine, which we pheno hunted last year, and we're really excited to have just one variety of cherry wine. We have our BiOx, which is by far our most popular strain that we have. And of course we have our good old friend Otto sweeten, which some people absolutely love and a lot of people don't like because it just doesn't have a lot of CBD, but some people like that mild CBD. So it's always a more affordable option too. It's a very low maintenance plant to grow, and that's why we brought it back this year in another limited capacity. We're only growing 5 of them. But that's what we grew kind of last year. I think we grew 7 or 8 total. We're just kind of bringing it down a little bit. But let's talk about what we talked about last week. New genetics and some issues we're running into. Number one issue that I have never had before is the Hermes. Now the Hermes that we're getting with the CBG, it's been a rocky road this past week. We had another one turn Hermes, so now we're down 4 CBG plants. So what we originally thought would be 12, now we're down to 8. So running a little skimpy on the CBG variety, but we did win a contest a couple weeks ago and won different variety of CBG seeds from a very reputable breeder. So right now we have 8 of the CBGs that you guys saw last week. They're called Desert Snow. And then we have our new CBG, which are seeds directly put into the ground this week, and that is OC CBG. And I'm really excited about the OC CBG. I've heard a lot of good things about this breeder. They have the backing of several other breeders. They've actually worked in conjunction with a seed company that I'm going to talk to you about in a minute for a new CBD variety. So I'm really excited. The thing about CBG, and I want to make sure I address this when it comes to the genetics. CBG is a very tough genetic to make stable. From my understanding, it was originally an auto flower that they're trying to make into a regular. So you will get Hermes, you will have auto flowering issues inside the genetics. However, having this amount of Hermes is still bad genetics. I got a lot of questions last week in my email and even in the comment section about what causes it. It's really bad breeding. It's bad feminization, how they did it, and when they timed it, and how stable the genetics were that they were even breeding. Were they just looking for CBG and throwing any pollen they could at them? So you just don't know, and that's why you really got to vet it, and why I really just don't like seeds, although we are growing a few this year. So those are the two brand new, totally different, outlandish varieties that we are growing this year. We got Desert Snow, which has given us a bunch of problems. And we have OC CBG, which I anticipate is going to be a really, really good strain, but we will see. Those are being direct sowed into the ground. So right now, they're in the ground, and our grow area is about 98% done. Well, maybe 95% done, but close to being finished. Now let's talk about new CBD genetics that we brought here on the farm. Local farmer last year that hooked us up with our BiOx clones did a breeding experiment himself, and we were lucky enough to get some seeds. Now these are regular seeds, not feminized seeds, so we've already kind of started weeding through the males and the females, that is completely normal. Males and females for regular seeds, completely normal. For those of you who might be confused, regular seeds are just your male, female. Feminized seeds should be anywhere between 99 to 95% female seeds. So we've kind of already done that, and we have 5 of those that are in the grow area right now, and those are a BiOx crossed with a berry blossom. And I'm really excited to bring that to the table. It replaced cherry blossom. We were going to bring cherry blossom in this year, and sometime over the winter I just said, we already have cherry wine, we already have a cherry variety, we have these new BiOx berry blossom seeds, let's go with this one, and cherry blossom. So that's what we did. We're not growing cherry blossom in 2020. We are going to grow berry blossom and a BiOx cross, and I'm really excited to see how that turns out. Berry Blossom is a very sought after strain. I have yet to get it. It's from HGH Genetics, and the BiOx is from our friends down in North Carolina. So 2 great strains. I can't imagine this is going to be a bad flower. So I'm really excited to see how it turns out. And Berry Blossom is notorious for pink pistils, which we do not have a pink pistil variety. So it'd be really, really cool to have one of those as well. And then the last and final variety we are trying this year is from our friends at Alpine Genetics. And these are where I usually send people when they ask me about seeds. These guys have had a good reputation. Finally got my hands on some, and I'm really excited to give this one a try. Now this one is replacing T1 from last year. Now T1 just never gave us a crop. It was destroyed. It was not meant for Virginia. It didn't do well with the humidity or the bugs. It just was not meant for the southeast United States, which happens. It just happens. It was nothing on the breeder. It was just not a good gene to have here. So with that being said, the one we're bringing in this year is an Otto 2 crossed with AC/DC. Now, we have actually had requests for us to grow Otto 2, but we're going to do an Otto 2 cross because this one looks really good. It's got a really good reputation, and Alpine Genetics is just a really good breeder. And the name of that strain is going to be Afternoon Delight. So that concludes the varieties we're growing. Now, why are we changing up our variety? Well, it's always good to do a little bit of hunting, right? It's good to constantly try to research and develop. We kind of have our hands full with this CBG Desert Snow. I'm not going to lie, it's making me very nervous. This many Hermes, this early in the stage, they could end up all being Hermes, and that would just be devastating for our crop, because if that got out into our BiOx or our cherry wine and our sweetened, our 3 staples for our farm, it could ruin that crop on top of all the other stuff. So it may end up being just cut completely down. We're going to keep an eye on it, and it's definitely something that is going to be in the back of my mind from here on till harvest. But yeah, when it comes to looking for new CBD genetics, you know, we had 2 last year that we never even brought to market. The T1 and the Cherry Mom. The T1, you just knew right off the bat it wasn't going to be a good strain here. It just never really flourished. The plants looked beautiful towards the end, but the bugs just tore them up. And then Cherry Mom just was a dud, and it has nothing to do with the genetics. It went into flower early and then came back out of flower. It was just a bad thing, and we didn't end up keeping it because why would we keep something we never even got to try? So those are the 2 that are being replaced by the BiOx cross and Afternoon Delight, the Otto 2 cross. And then the CBG is a whole new category because CBG is the emerging cannabinoid on the market. A lot of people, a lot of interest, a lot of farmers going to be growing it. Chances are there's going to be another flood, just like last year with CBD. You're going to get the market's going to be flooded with CBG. We just want to be there for our customers and provide at least an opportunity to try some CBG varieties. But that is all I have for today, folks. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you guys want to support our farm and you are interested in hemp flower, please send me an email. Check out all the information down in the description below. Also, folks, if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, go ahead and drop a comment on this video or send me an email. You can also reach me on Facebook and Instagram. That information is also down below. And until next time, folks, hope you stay happy, healthy, stay active, and I will see you in another video.